sure you sign in with your school network email address. Some of you have been signing in with your private Gmail address or a school email address, and then you end up in the wrong classroom with another teacher, and then we really can't help you with our classes. We've also enabled email for you, so if you go to your Gmail now, you will get lots of invitations and messages, and when you turn in work and we grade your work, you will get some feedback there. So make sure that you keep an eye on your Gmail. Now we're going to have a look at this one, coding with Python. If you cannot see all your classes, you need to join a class using one of the class codes. So you should all be able to see at least one of the Edpuzzle classes, that's the blue one, and one of the orange classes, that is the Computer Science Fundamentals, and the Tinker Classworlds class. What you can see on the front here is the name of the class, the grade level, the teacher, and a due assignment. And you can also open your work, and you can open a folder. So that's what you see on the front of every card. It helps you to see what's due this week. And you'll see that every week there are one lesson or one assignment on each class is due. So we're going to go into this one and see what is this assignment all about. You can see that you are going to be doing a Python turtle graphics tutorial. And all you need to do is click on the link, and it will take you to the Edpuzzle website. When you get to the Edpuzzle website, you must sign in with Google. But this is where some people make a mistake. They sign in with the wrong Google account. So if you're not sure, if you can't see the lesson, just make sure by clicking on your picture at the top right-hand side, you should see the school network logo, and you should see your name at schoolnetwork.co.za. If you don't see that, you need to add another account. But I definitely want you to be in this account, because then you'll sign straight into your class. So let's go to number 1, because in tutorial number 1, it tells you what you have to do right at the beginning. It tells you that you have to download Python. So there are the learning outcomes again. Once you've read that, you can continue. And we'll just wait for the next instruction to come along, which is going to explain how to get Python or how to download Python. So if you have not got Python IDLE or idle, what you need to do is you need to visit our website. And on our website, we've got the link where you can download Python. So we've made it really easy for you. We're looking for Python. So we click on that one. It takes us to the Python website. It will automatically detect the version of computer that you're on. I'm on a Mac. And so I would then just click on this button to download Python. So we want you to do that before you carry on with the video, because you are going to need to do this on your own computer. Now, what's nice about the video is it pauses by itself, and then we want you to actually do this on your computer. We want you to open up Python on your computer, and we want you to do that because it's going to ask you some questions, and to answer those questions, you have to try it for yourself. And then the video will go on. You can see, you can adjust the volume if you want. You can make it full screen if you want. And you cannot skip ahead. I'm sorry, you have to watch and listen to everything. We've made it purposefully like that. All right, so you can see, I just let that run on so that we can get to the next question. And I'm going to purposefully answer this one wrong. I know that that is not the right one. but I want to show you what happens. You've probably seen this already. If you get the question wrong, you can re-watch. So if you click on the rewatch button, it will take you back, and then you can learn again and maybe find out what the answer was. So don't be shy to rewatch if you don't understand. And if you really want to, you can go all the way back to the very beginning, and you can just go back, and then you can watch again. Make sure that you watch to the very end of the video. If you don't, it will not turn in. If you do watch all the way to the end, it will automatically turn in. You don't have to add anything here. And I'll show you what that looks like as a teacher when it comes in. I'm going to view all the work that's been turned in. So let's have a look at that one. I can see for tutorial 1, 11 people have turned it in. And if you watch all the way to the end, it will automatically grade and it will show a picture of the video. So well done to Anzel, who did it perfectly. She finished everything. She didn't get a very high score, and so she asked if she could do it again. So what I was able to do is I was able to reset her progress on that video, and then she can do it again. If you do need to add work, there is place on the assignment for you to add or create work. And I'm going to show you a new button that you can use if you need to take a picture of a page, which is this button called Google Drive. So I'm going to switch back to my other view, and I'll show you here. If I wanted to take a picture of this page, I would just go to my toolbar and I use this Save to Google Drive button. This is very convenient because it's automatically taking a picture of the page and it saves it in my drive. And then when I go to my assignment, when I want to add work, that will be available directly in my drive. And it also means all the pictures that you take will go into my drive. And that will always be with your school network account. So you don't have to worry about where it is. And you can see top left, there is the picture that I just took. So if you do that as a student, you can then attach whatever you are taking a picture of straight into your assignment. You just click on the Google Drive icon, and whatever you have taken most recently, you can then add. And so you don't have to fiddle with printing PDFs or taking screenshots and not knowing where they go. The other thing that you might need to do is you might need to add a link. So not for this course, but if you're doing the code.org course, then you will need to catch a link from the page that you finish your project on, and you need to add that link over here. The other thing that you can add is you can add a file. So if you have taken a video of something, for example, if you do Scratch 2 and you've made a video, you can then attach that video right here. So there's a video. I can then add that video. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can attach things to your assignment. When everything's ready, you can then turn in your assignment and you're done. The other thing I'd like to draw to your attention is if you have a question about this assignment, please ask it here in the general class comments area. But if it's just about your grade or your progress, ask it over here in the private comments area, because that is just for your grade or your assignment. So this one for everyone, class benefit. If everyone needs to know about it, then you do this one, and private comments for that one. If you want to see everything grouped together, then go to classwork, and you'll see classwork has got things arranged by topic. So for example, when you're just getting started, please make sure you have a look at all of these really useful things about how to turn in assignments and how to join classes. And here is the new section about Google Help. So anything about Google, you can find out over here. And then these meeting recordings will go over here under meetings. This is also where you can see the link to your meetings icon and your calendar and your Drive folder. So if we go to the calendar, for example, that will show you when you have meetings. And these meetings we're going to do on Mondays. So you can join us on Mondays at 2 or 3 or 4. And then we'll discuss these things. And if we share some files with you, we'll put them in the Drive folder. And here you'll see that there is a folder for each classroom. So whatever you do in a class, that's where we'll be able to see it. So if you turn something in, this is where I will be able to see it. So here are some examples. I see someone has shared the Python code with us. Well done. Here someone has shared a PDF with us, which shows which questions they got right or wrong. So that's also well done. And this one shows us how they have finished the tutorial and what grade they got. So those are all excellent answers, excellent evidence of what you've been doing. Also grades, if you want to see your grades, we have a grades area, and this is where as teachers, we can see what you are doing. If, for example, you don't hand something in, it will show us that it's missing. And so if you don't finish a video, then we can't see anything and you don't get a grade. So make sure that you finish the video all the way to the end and make sure that it's turned in. So go back to your assignments page and just make sure that it's turned in. When you're finished, it should say turned in. If you made a mistake or you want to do it again, you can unsubmit and you can attach some new evidence, add a new link or a new PDF or a new movie, and then you turn it in again. And maybe just make a comment if you do that so that we don't miss your second turn in. There is a bit of a delay in the login. So if you can't log in straight away to Edpuzzle, especially from the Scratch or the Python Turtle course, please just send us a message, because there's a bit of a delay between when you join the Google Classroom and when we actually have you in there. So what we have to do is we have to click on this button called Import Students, and it waits for you to join the Google Classroom. So if you've joined the Google Classroom but you can't get into Edpuzzle, you see now I just added 2 new students to the class. So those 2 students would have been unable to do the lesson. And also to encourage you guys just to read the questions and the answers. Before you ask a question, read through other questions and answers, because maybe someone else has had the same problem as you, and then they have already received an answer. And if you can find an answer before you even ask your question, that will just save you some typing.